the building structure is demoed, the building slab itself will be removed. And then after that, there's each wing of this building. There are 4 wings. Each wing has a large portion of that wing has 1 floor below grade. And the below grade portions of these concrete walls have asbestos containing waterproofing that has to be remediated. And so once we are at that point in the job, they're going to peel back the soil that's mounted against these wings in order to abate the asbestos containing waterproofing that's on that concrete. So that abatement will then occur, and then the rest of the foundation walls will then be removed, and again, similarly sorted with steel. We expect overall 200 truckloads of steel scrap that will be generated by this project. With respect to trucking, I'd like to pull up another exhibit with our proposed truck route, which we coordinated with the East Hanover Police Department.
This will be marked A3.
So the police department has advised that we make a right out of the site onto DeForest Avenue, and then onto Ridgedale Avenue we make another right, and we access 280 East that way. And so that's the truck route that we've been asked to follow by the police department, and that's what we will comply with. The police department has also asked that we limit our truck activity to between 9 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. during the school days, during weekdays, which we will also comply with those trucking restrictions. The last ask of the police department is that we hire local police at the intersection of DeForest Avenue and the site driveway in order to make sure the trucks are abiding by this truck route, which Mondelez has also agreed to do for the first few months of the project. I'm going to touch on a couple other items associated with this application, and then we will get into the proposed concrete crushing. As I explained, if you can switch back to the other exhibit, Exhibit A2. Thank you. As I explained, Mondelez employees will remain parked in this eastern parking lot. There are 344 parking spaces that will remain active during this project, with Mondelez employees parking in them. That plus the 600 parking spaces around the technology center equal 944 parking spaces available for Mondelez employees. Mondelez conducts daily counts of cars and spaces. They've been doing it for the past 3 years. They've hit a max of around 940 vehicles in spaces. So we believe the 944 here is going to be able to accommodate the amount of cars and vehicles Mondelez will need or will be using for the site.
In the parking you referred to at the technology center, there's additional parking behind that building that's not shown on this exhibit.
Yes, the majority of their parking spaces is to the north. And as also depicted on this slide, these 344 spaces are very proximate to the building that's going to be demolished. So I know we're going to hear a lot of concerns voiced tonight, and I'd like to just take this time to let you know that Mondelez shares a lot of these concerns due to where their employees are going to be parked in reference to where this demolition activity is going to be occurring. Our attorney, Mr. Giannetti, also raised that this is, in addition to a demolition site plan application, it's also a soil movement application. We propose this project will propose to move about 9,000 cubic yards of soil material, most of which is bermed up against the wing walls. That soil material will be moved with mainly excavators, but potentially also a bulldozer. We're not proposing any dump trucks associated with that movement of soil, nor are we proposing to move the soil off-site. All that soil at the end of the job is going to be pushed towards the middle of where the building used to rest. And because of the topography of where the floor of this building is versus where these mounds are up against, there's going to be a void in the middle here that will need to be filled.
It would essentially be like a bowl.
Yes, yes. But our plan is to fill that hole with the earth that's piled up against the mound so that we have positive drainage, down from the top of the hill. Also, I'd just like to state for the record that we do have a soil erosion sediment control permit associated with this demolition activity. The board engineer has asked that we update that permit to reflect the latest plan set, which we will agree to do. But all this soil movement must be performed under the state requirements and standards for soil erosion sediment control, which we will comply with. So I think I've touched on everything else other than the concrete crushing.
Well, I think initially a point with respect to this application, we're not seeking any variances from the township or waivers from the township ordinance, is that correct?
Yes.
And so what's being proposed from a demolition standpoint complies with the local ordinance and state and NJDEP regulations with respect to demolition and soil movement?
Yes.
And was there